What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Film Session. So in Indiana's win against Sam Houston State, there was a clear difference between the fluidity of Indiana's starting two-big lineup versus a one-big lineup that often featured Luke Goody at the 4. But there's some nuance to the two-big versus one-big lineup debate. A look back at the film shows that it's not so much that Indiana was just placing Oumar Ballo and Malik Renew down on the block together and spacing issues happened from there. They didn't do that. It was 4 out, 1 in mostly with them playing. Rather, I'd argue it's the fact that because Ballo is a non-shooting, non-driving 5-man, Indiana really can only get him touches in the paint, which can cause some traffic issues depending on how they're going about it. Let's dive in and see what I'm talking about. Indiana likes to involve Ballo early in a possession by getting him sealed alone in the paint. Here that happens, but these passes are long, sometimes difficult, and a bit telegraphed, and with the Bearcats swarming, it ends up a turnover and a 3-pointer for them on the other end. Ballo will also seal in transition, but as we can see here, it can sometimes be an awkward dance. Leal drives to the paint, but with Ballo sealing ahead, he's got no daylight. There's also 3 defenders converging. Leal ends up throwing a pass over the top here that there's not much room for and Ballo barely hangs on to. The good thing on this possession is he eventually finds Goody for a 3-pointer. Here off a bucket, Rice beats his man and heads to the paint immediately. But Ballo is there, this time posting, and with more defenders near, Rice has no space to operate. He pulls it back out to reset. Ballo isn't always used as a sealer in the paint, of course. On Indiana's second possession of the game, and the first they're fully running a set, we see them use Ballo in a dribble handoff with Rice, no doubt to get him going early, and it's the type of configuration we've seen Galloway have plenty of success with IU's bigs the past 2 seasons. Rice gets a pretty good look, but doesn't go up strong and misses. And it's not like he fully impedes Rice at all times. Here in a staggered ball screen, Ballo rolls right and Rice has a gap left that he takes. He drives to the hoop, but it ends up with a shot being blocked. But not all high ball screens end up like this. Here, Ballo actually rolls into a post-up, and with Mbako cutting across the paint, things get tight here pretty quickly. It's no wonder the defense is able to bat the ball around. That said, Ballo was still able to draw the foul on the play and get to the line. And in ball screen action with Galloway and Renew space in the corner, Galloway finds him with a nifty pass and he draws yet another foul. Now here's 3 plays with Indiana playing smaller and Ballo out of the lineup and Goody at the 4. The Hoosiers run a double pin down for Goody on the right side, and then Goody and Renew flip it and set a double pin down for Tucker on the left. As the left side pin downs transpire, the help defense is occupied and Rice has a big gap to drive. He hits it and scores. Our next play shows Indiana running its point series from the Princeton offense, with Galloway going point over the ball to set the screen for Tucker out of the corner. Tucker then takes a high ball screen from Renew, and with shooters in Leal and Goody on the strong side, Tucker's got a gap. He hits it and scores. As Renew sets the screen for Tucker here, the Bearcats suddenly have 3 on the ball, and Indiana is spaced well around the perimeter. Tucker finds Leal, and he takes the opening to the paint, drawing the defense and hitting Goody for a 3-pointer. While it was against lesser competition, these 5-out lineups show multiple players have room and options to drive into the paint. And that's all she wrote for this edition of Film Session.